Wow. Hello, everyone. It's so nice to be here with everyone on board. This is Dio Cetro welcoming us all to today's live stream. And the educational system here is a disgrace. Wow. I would like to get more info about this because this is really in contrast to how it's being painted here. Most of the time it's painted there like the educational system there is just superb. It's like the king of all styles of education. So I would just want to get more clarification on why you're thinking this way about the educational system there. Okay, let's go to Rose VP before I even have my intro. Let's go to Rose VP and see our August visitor in the house. I think I need to shift a bit for Joker Central. Okay. Rose VP says if Africa focuses on itself and cuts off all dependency through other countries which are occupying and using Africa's resources, then one day Africa will not need anybody anymore. Wow. So Rose VP, good evening. So nice to have you here. I'm so happy seeing you here. I'm trying to show you my beautiful wife, my tutu poyoyo. Okay. Yoshimitsu-san says no Western education isn't needed when it states that Columbus discovered America. This is really funny. And just the exact way that sometimes they will just say this discovers so and so, that discovers so and so, and when you discover, people are already living there. So those people that were living there, it means that they did not discover themselves. Like the oracle at Delphi that says, "Man, know thyself." Okay. Wow. 60 Diamond 62 says, hello from Canada. Wow, Saskatchewan. Oh. I love this. Okay, it's so nice to have you here. We are welcoming all of you guys on board. It's been a while, and the good people on our subscriber list and those that have been following us back to back, you know that we've been trying to embark on how to get Africa, especially the African youths, how to get them back on track. And I respect everybody on this channel based on the fact that we do not just have to generalize any negative opinion coming from any tribe or any class of people. And as such, I've seen a whole lot. And that is why we decided to embark on this project that you guys will be seeing you'll be seeing much of our video. You'll be seeing much of our video that will be showing you what we are presently doing. We started season 1, in which we have been empowering African youths from one level to the other. And part of our discussion there is that we do not want to be carried away with the system of education that is not working. Over here in Africa, a lot is going on. But just like the principle of madness, it's only a madman that continues to do or repeat the same action that is not working. And that is why I continue to argue that the system of education that Africa needs is what we call Afrocentric system of education. Is Africa-centric. So since we all know, or since some of us know, because we can't generalize, it's not all that know. A lot of persons are still spending millions, they are still spending their life earnings. A lot that are working to get penny, they are still spending all those penny on their children's formal Western education. I'm not saying it's a bad one, but I'm just trying to say that if we continue that trend, we are still going to end up the same way. We are still going to allow those children end up the same way some of us are already ending up. In the sense that if you continue to just think that that the Western system of education is all you need to be who you are supposed to be, sorry, you have missed the bus. Because right now, a lot of graduates and big churnouts from the university, they are coming out and they are joining the queue of unemployed, disappointed, frustrated youths. And that is why you continue to see the increased number of youths migrating out of Africa by road, migrating out of Africa into the desert, and they are coming over to other countries to literally inconvenience you because they have been inconvenienced in their home father's land, and as such, they just want to survive. But little do they know that the survival strategy is right there in their father's land. But what has been making a whole lot of persons to be wrongly informed is a system of education that has been imbibed. A system of education in which grading system is the order of the day. Oh, A1, A2, A4,
Excellent.
B plus, good, best.
Excellent.
At the end of the day, it doesn't even matter. That's
Person
not
can't
what
produce something tangible
at all.
Can't do anything that is workable, can't just come out of that system and do something create
Come
uh
closer.
that will create benefits for others, that will solve problems. Life is all about solving problems. When you solve people's problems, you get yours solved. So, but this set of graduates that the Western education is creating for us here in Africa are just uh the book centric graduate, that all the problem they solve is in the book. They don't solve real life problems, so they get their own problems not solved, and as such they are frustrated. You see many giving to social vices, many thinking of committing suicide because they are not solving any particular problem in the real world. They've not been shown the real African conditions. They've not studied the real African conditions. All they've studied that is all these Western DYDS, Western educational challenges on
And how
paper,
to speak
and
somebody
how to
else's
speak
language.
someone else's language, and you're not there on their soil to do, or you don't even have transactions with them. You don't have transactions with them. So, and the people that you even have transactions with, you go to the locals, you go to in the lands where we have different hidden resources in Africa. Somewhere in Nigeria, where I did my NYSC National Youth Corps, when I went to the villages, inner villages, I saw natural things. If you see perishable fruits, they were just marching on them. They were wasting away. I was crying. You see mango, you see cherry, you see different things wasting away in those bushes. And here are graduates there. They are striving to be in the city. They don't have any passion to go there to discover the juice they can extract out of those things, to discover how they can talk to the locals in their dialects. They'll take them to the source. We have more things from Africa. We have our food bank. We have storage systems. How we can create things. We see the challenges. People don't have food in Africa. They don't have houses. They don't have a means of what's it called? Transportation. Very, very bad. They don't have all these things. These are things that we should think of creating solutions to. It's not to wear a tie in the morning and you knot your tie, you wear your jacket in the hot African weather condition, whereas we have our African fabrics that we've adopted, the what's it called? The African wax prints. We have African textiles, African fabrics that can suit our continents, that we just create our own self. We don't need to go import the suit from abroad. We don't need to go import all these styles from abroad. We just create. We empower those that are making them. We wear them in a nice way. We are okay. We're not doing that, but all we're just doing is copy and paste system. So I think what we really need is to think inside for all these our youth. Most of them are just doing things right now. They don't really know what is going on. I want to tell us we have to really thing for
Oh, we
them.
have Jim Barak here. Okay, we have Jim here. Says, as a father of five, I must say the education system is not all that bad. Okay, for the United States,
See,
granted, most college indoctrinate and obfuscate the truth, and parents must be responsible to provide them with guidance. Okay, okay,
thank God.
even over there, okay, that the parent has a part to play to do the missing, to complete the missing
Missing
link.
link.
Okay, okay, I think that is fair enough.
Yeah. So Jim, we appreciate the fact that you're telling us of the condition over there, as in being a sincere father of 5 years. So we want people also. It's just that I've not really seen. Please, Africans on this channel, we want you to also comment on, like Jim has told us of the educational system there now and their children. And Jim, what we're looking at is in the light of these are children. Let's say the cost of their education juxtaposed with the results they get in the end. Is that not what we're thinking of? Not results by their certificates, but what they are actually able to achieve in life, their achievements in life that will pay for all the years of training. So that is the context from which we're really
No, no, no.
thinking.
It's still part of what Jim is saying. It's still part of it because you discover that a whole lot is going up down there in what we call the so-called Western education, and so many colors of, so many variations to this. From, if you look at it from some angle, there are so many additive or lies, colored lies, so many tampering of history, so many tampering of culture, so many indoctrinations into some belief system that can really, really be untrue. That's one part. Then the other part of it is that, especially in Africa now, if we continue to embrace the system of education that is telling us that somebody discovered Africa and the person is not an African person, and he met Africans there, so that means we did not discover ourselves. So that means we're like zombies. No, 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 no. That's so unfair. That's so cruel. That's part of it, what we are saying. Then the other aspect is about productivity. Let me start by saying this. We embark on a journey that we call the season 2 of the projects we are presently running to help African youth, in which we
Projects.
uh,
Project Search to Build the African Youth.
okay.
Okay, maybe you show them the banner.
Project Search to Build the African Youth. In this project, we were moving from one, we started moving from one place to the other, and where we also have at the back of our plan, we moving from countries to country, especially the African countries. We started going to villages and the likes. You'll be seeing a lot of videos
Give
over
Jim
this
access.
over this last week. Over this last week, I think I've given Jim access already. Let me invite Jim in. Over this last week, you discover that I've not been posting videos because I've been in villages. I've been going to one village or the other because it's not just about telling stories, it's about doing what you think should be done. And that's why I've taken it upon myself. I'll be going from village to village. This one is not a matter of city. I know it's cost implicative, is expensive, but I just want to go out. I want to go to different states, different
Africa.
African countries and the likes, to enlighten people and to see how we can empower this
More
youth,
of this
more of
youth.
this youth, especially to discover those that are really in need. Because I'm not caught out for all this middleman story. Yeah, that's good point. This ton of money in forms of grant, if you possibly stay broke. Currently, the line is 80K a year in the years. Oh
So
wow,
it was, I think that
wow.
what I was saying is also in terms
Okay,
of what it takes. like here in Africa now,
Okay,
formal
let me complete
education.
what I was saying.
Mm.
Like, so what happened is that why you've not been seeing much video posted this past week is that I've been going into the villages, I've been entering into the bushes, and those videos we are currently trying to edit them. One of the videos will be released tonight, immediately after this live stream. You will see what this youth, all this youth needs is somebody to show that I care, somebody to just propel them, to encourage them, either by buying simple machines for them, simple tools for them. What, especially what African youth needs is not the teaching on how to pronounce words, to speak English. English is not our language. And that's why China can be where they are today, because they identify the fact that, wow, come to think of it, we are Chinese. So let our children use their language to learn what they
And
need
be
to learn
producing different
and
things
be
and sending to
producing
the
different
world.
things, because ability to speak good English will not transform your economy. The economies of the world have always been growing through commerce, exchange of what, business, services, products, and what have you. So I entered into so many villages, and I tell you, when you see the video, some of the videos you will want to cry. And it's been interesting because this is what I'm just going to dedicate myself to now. The coming week also, I'll just try and edit the videos I have now. Then I'll start another journey all through to some other villages. But what I discovered is that so many of these youths, if you look at the banner that I created for this live stream, that caterpillar that you are seeing, the guy that was repairing that caterpillar never went to school. I was so shocked. The guy wasn't, in short, he was speaking my dialect, my language. He was speaking Yoruba. For you to know how it is, he doesn't know how to communicate well in English. Yet
Yet he has
they
such
bring,
brain.
yeah, yet he repairs all the tractors that they are using on the farmland. And that is, to me, that is education. That is education. Education is not the opportunity or the ability to speak some foreign languages, which is what you find in the Western this thing. It's just like you are transferring your culture to us. What is truly an education is a transformation of the life of this youth. You know, there was a lady I met in one of the village. When she was going through the process through which palm oil was being produced, and when they took me down to the thick forest, to the thick farm, where I saw youths that were climbing the palm tree with some crude materials. I was asking them that, is it not possible we do it this way, that there should be a lever you just press and it goes up. I was now educating them on the possibility of taking it to another level. That is education. But the funniest stuff is that we all continue to stress ourselves, run up and down for the Western education, and at the end of the day, our children get back from these so-called universities, and there is no job for them to do. Instead of them coming back home to
Creating.
be a creator, a job creator,
Yeah.
they end up becoming a liability that wants to go to a promised land called the Western world, where they think that everything there is rosy. Okay, let's look at what Tina Dot is saying. I wish I would have homeschooled my son using only the Bible and teaching him to grow his own food, building and making fortune, life skill. The
No
Bible has it
fortune,
us.
no
Okay,
furniture,
furniture. Okay, furniture.
life
Wow,
skills.
wow.
Okay.
Okay, let me come to that. I think you have something to say about that. Our two girls, they already have their own skill, their own area of specialization.
As any the best form of education right now anywhere in the world, I think, is as your children is going for the formal education, make sure you discover their talents,
Mm-hmm.
their inborn talent, what they love doing naturally.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they will grow at. They will explore. You also see people talking of plan B. So look at my little daughter of 7. She's a legal practitioner. She's a judge. She tells you I'm a lawyer, as in, but yet she still has her stuff. She's a baker. She can argue with you to next day. She say I'm a baker. Then my first daughter, from a year old or thereabout, you see this paper, you can't see it in our house. She will be doing everything on paper, drawing, doing. From a year old, I'll be shouting. So when she goes to grandma's place, grandma will allow her do all the paper work, and then she'll say, I'm very happy to be here, not knowing that she's an artist. So she can draw. I don't even bother myself. And when you see her brain, all her brain is still towards that artistic thing.
And as today, all that you are seeing behind us here, all that you are seeing here,
You be creating it.
well, how do I point to this? All that you are seeing behind us here,
Any artwork,
she
any
created all this artwork, all these designs that you have in our house. We don't use our money to buy nada. So now, even our products, some persons have been requesting for some of
no,
our
during the
paperwork.
Xmas period, we
Yeah.
got money. As in, we got paid. Some
Yeah.
persons she did some paperwork. Even at school, they had to.
Yeah.
She did some paperwork during Valentine. She did a very lovely rose. As in, it's all about helping your children to even start making money from age 0. Look at what we're thinking of the Fantastic Four, as in helping your children to start making money now. So that, because the essence of going to school and everything is not just to be nodding tie. If you nod tie and you don't have your basic life needs met, how will you exist? How will you, it's not just to go to work, but to make sure that there is money. You have commensurate results gain for what you've struggled for all the years. And that's it. We see many people that are even well educated here. Maybe I don't even want to mention a profession in Africa that is really, really highly rated for, but you see most of them in Nigeria, they suffer. I don't want to say
Hmm.
do you understand?
You can say it now.
Let me say,
Even
like
the medical doctors.
like the medical doctors here in Africa. At times when I go to the hospital, or when you see the cars they ride, when you see the level of as in their lifestyle, their level, you be crying that no, it's not worth it. As in, for all that they go through, they'll do nights, they'll do this, but their life, the quality of their life
if I
is
have
not.
my way, if I have my way, like the medical doctors in Africa, especially
In Nigeria.
let me say Nigeria, the medical doctors in Nigeria, if I have my way, I will just gather them together, set up a business for them, you know, like form a kind of cooperative business for them. Let them see how how money can really be made aside the
Yeah.
ability to inject people and to take care of sicknesses,
They're
and
giving their lives to
some
it.
of them die in the process, and yet they cannot take care of their basic need, and that's why they continue to run out of the country
We
in
had a doctor.
search of better. I'm coming here. You will say this stuff. Some of those doctors, I just feel like how I wish I can just gather like 20 to 50 doctors, 20 to 50 doctors will just implement a small business, and just create a small business that, all of them will be part of the this thing. They will be the one in charge of, as in they'll be the owner of the stuff, just contribute and help them run it. I'm sure by the time they see the inflow from some of those business, they will be shocked and be unhappy with themselves that they've not been doing anything to help themselves outside the medical field. Because I tell you, because the Western education or what have you, it is just a straight jacket. This is sometimes they don't even, the painful part is that sometimes some drugs are even forced through their throat. They don't even know what why they must give these particulars, whatever. I don't want to go into all those stuff now, but the fact is that you discover that education is not really Western education is not really giving us the needed solution.
The quality of
the
life.
system of education that Africa needs now is anything that will take good care of their needs and the needs of the surrounding by providing solutions to the surrounding. Now look at what Chasey Fools says. We can use the Western technologies existing to develop solutions to Africa processing challenges and reduce the unemployment in African society. Our schools and and teach
Our schools should
should teach
teach what
what
solves
solves
our
our
problems.
problem.
I agree with you 100%. 100 because this is just what we need. I think it's the technologies, just like what I told you, where I said I used to think of it every day. If you see different fruits in those villages, they are just wasting away, and nobody is going there to process them. No food ban, no storage ban, nothing. So if what's our schools, but I don't want to go to I'm not the one to change the school system of Africa. So we're just starting with our youth. That's why we're having this network.
Yeah,
On this channel, we've decided to walk the talk and not just talk the talk.
yeah.
So we don't want to be complaining of what we can change. Let's start with what we can change. And that's why we're starting with the African youth we can reach. We're going to meet them in their interior villages. So when we know of Western technologies that can help improve the job they're doing, we introduce it to them. We teach them. By the time you join in this force, all of us that have this good mind, we join together. We make sure we will promote the videos that we'll be sending, that more people get to know about it. More people like this live stream. If you're on this live stream and you've not liked and you've not shared this link, please do like and share. This is the only way this can grow. It's not just for few people to be hearing, but
Mhm.
if all of us were able to hear that, what we can do is just that all these existing technologies, let's bring it. Let's go to those villages that the fruits are just rotting. Let's create great food ban. Let's have seasonal things. You see that there are so many things. Maybe during a season there will be lots of yam in Africa, in Nigeria. The next season there is nothing. Let's have all these things. Let's use real modern technologies. Let's teach our children how they can do this thing. And by the time they do it and they are okay, it goes round. There will be no challenges of what do we eat. We'll solve the problem. We'll be able to send from Africa here to other countries that are suffering, so that we just don't keep wasting our resources. So by the time you're passionate about it, you share the link, you talk to people about it, we just don't keep complaining, because that's what is going on in the world. The government, forget about the government, they have so many challenges. Please, if you're coming on this our channel for the first time, please, we've created an economic equation for all the challenges we're going through, and we said that we're keeping the government as constant K. Yes, you know, when you have a problem, a challenge to solve, you say you as
You hold the government
government
as a
as
constant
constant
variable
variable. So
equals
then,
to zero.
yes, you use your other no, by the time the other you find all the other variables, find the missing terms, you're going to get the K. By the
Mhm.
time they see others working, you, because it's
I
either
know that, like what she's saying now is what is making me happy. If there is any week of my life that has been very, very productive, it has been this last week that I started the journey of going to say country,
yes.
state to state, and very soon we'll start countries to countries, because I want to go to villages
Where
to
the
go and where
youths
the
are.
youths are, to go and help them out of that storm. And I'm also grateful that in one of the villages we were able to establish a link there. Now we now have a one of the youths and we have two youths in that village, very far village. Oh, we have a youth there that is now in charge of training others. So what we just do is to train her, and she train others. We've already empowered her. You'll be seeing her video. You'll see what, I don't want to say what is in the listing. You will see what we did to the lady there. So in that way, we will continue. That means that we already have representative in that village. So all the youth, we met with the village chief, and everybody was just so happy. And before we left there, we empowered her. They saw it and they were scared. They were like, are these people human beings or angels? Never knowing that we are still normal human beings. But it's because of great people like you and our what's it called, our committee in the foundation, that have gathered the little that we're able to share to support those youths. Now that lady is already starting to produce something in the village. And one other thing is that it is only in some part of Africa, I don't want to generalize it, that I can see that what I know about economics is that you cite in industrialization, you cite a company close to the raw materials. But yeah, in Africa.
True.
We have the raw materials. We have the raw materials in Africa. You will now be moving the raw materials out of Africa to go and process it. Hey, I don't understand. You know, when you want to site a company, you site a company closer to the raw material. So if, for
It's
example, where you
easy.
have the cashew nuts being grown and everything, you don't need to travel extra mile. Just go and site the company beside the farmland where you have majority of the distance. But in Africa, no. The cashew processing firm will be in the Western world, because we have been so much indoctrinated to be thinking like zombie. Will now ship the raw materials out of Africa as a very cheap, at a very cheap rate, a very cheap amount that even the farmers cannot feed their family conveniently with that. We'll ship it out, and you know, raw materials do not command price. They do not command real value.
Value.
So now you ship it out so cheaply over there, and when it gets there, they process it and return it back to you at an exorbitant amount.
No, the solution is we have to be wise. Yes, stitching time saves nine. I know some of our subscribers on this channel understand. I just want to be wise. It's high time we stop crying over a spilled milk. The call out now is to people like Chase Z that is talking now. Let us start training our Africans to know our values, that we have these things. You can educate yourself more. Let's try to know how to refine. Those that have the finances, let's try to, do you understand,
Yeah.
create these industries close to these sources. Let's, do you understand what I'm trying to say? It's not time to start. I understand what you're trying to say. We don't have to start that now. Let's just start walking the talk. Let's try to, and that's what we're doing with the little we have from. Do you understand? We might have not been able as of today to say we are building a factory, but we're trying to see all that these youths are doing. How will they be better at it? How will they be better at it? And so let's also go to the food. When we can see, we learn of these technologies for them. How can they improve on this? How can they process cashew nut better? You see some of these African youths, they'll develop a car, they'll develop a generator that uses water. Do you understand? They'll develop this that can process this. They have the brain. Look at the guy on our banner that my husband is talking about now. That the guy is repairing tractors. He's repairing tractors. You know,
As in, the guy
as
cannot speak good English.
English, but he's repairing tractors. You know, such a brain. Do
You
you know
don't
what
need
he can?
English. You don't need English. You don't need Western language to repair, to be productive. All you just need is your brain. Then why should we not use the time we are spending to learn foreign languages? Why should we not use our local language ourselves to learn what we need to be a force to reckon with in life? So it's so this thing. It's just a pity that I have so many footage that I'm trying to edit so that it summarizes my journey. I'm telling you, this week, starting from this night, this week is going. You are going to be seeing a lot of videos of what my engagement, my discovery. I went to numerous sites. I went to places that could earn this country money, but has been neglected or not properly utilized. I went to places that I started giving them ideas and the likes. I went to places that when I was talking with them, they were just like looking at me that, oh, this is reasonable. I went to places that even their chiefs, they were like, wow. Then I'll tell you one funny stuff. In the process, I discovered a route. I'll tell you in the process of in this week, I'll be editing
Let's
so many of those
let's
stuff.
read Cheze.
Okay,
The
so
second. Have you read this?
I've
Is
read
second.
Jim Barak.
No,
I've,
no, it's
I've
second.
read Chizzy. Many schools teach Western concept of communication and claim our native tongue are inferior, thereby reducing students' liking for their foundational language, e.g., British Montessori. I can never, I, I will not talk too much about this, but let me tell you, during this week, or early next week, I would have gotten to one of the documentary I shot, because I went to some villages I went to a particular village that was, that was the point where they were shipping Africans out of Africa into the Western world. I did a very good documentary there. I'm trying to edit it now. There you will understand this. Anybody that still have inferior mindset about our language and the likes, you will understand where it all started from. It all started from the rubbish mode of education that is not needed, that is making us to look down on ourselves
Ourselves.
and begin to, even as at that time, they were now selling ourselves to those people in exchange for some funny things.
Glass.
You will see what they were exchanging black Africans, black men for. So you will just see it and you will cry. You will cry. I tell you.
It's not you will cry when we went there. Do you know the greatest form of tears is not the tears that comes out of your heart eyes, but when your heart bleeds, you're crying. When I was hearing all those history, I was crying. I couldn't hold it. So that's just it. But that's why we're talking about the way forward. We're not going back.
Yeah.
We're talking about.
But it's always good to know what happened in the past, so that you use it to correct the reoccurrence of such in the present. And it was just so emotional. There are some places I got to, I just looked, I said, this happened to Africans. And anyway, thank God I'm here to be a part of the solution, not a part of those just complaining. And that's why, please, if you are watching this video and you're watching this live stream and you want us to go to any part, if you want us to go to your village, if you want us to go to your country, just reach out to us, let us know. We'll go to the country, we'll go to the village and bring out, we will impact life there and bring out the necessary areas that they can improve on. And it will be something of worthy notes. Okay. Let's look at Henry Koza. Jim Barak says, of course, jobs are not plentiful because you can only have so many doctors, PhDs, hence the high cost of college to bottleneck the flow to maintain current jobs. Tenured academy has to go. Okay,
I love Jim Barak is understanding my real point now. Yes, that's the point I'm trying to come from, because we were taught in school the length of your training must be equivalent from, and the cost of your training must be equivalent to what you gain after the training. So that's what I'm talking about. That if you right now in Africa, to train your child with Western education, it's highly expensive. You see the kindergarten, the Montessori's, the primary schools, very expensive. And people these are African women that are selling pepper in the market. Do you know one thing is that they've not been educated right, and that's why we're going after a course like this. They feel, I did not go to school, I'm selling pepper in the market, my child must not go through this route, because they don't know of the advanced technologies. That pepper they are selling, they can build house from it, but they don't know. And it's all about, I went to school when I was doing, I don't want to go into that. But what I'm trying to say is that now they need, as they're selling pepper, they're making 1 naira, 2 naira, maybe $10. They are carrying all the money. They will say, I didn't go to school, my child must go to school. Money. They will go and carry the money and pay for Western education. As they're paying for a Western education, they're always happy. My child is going to school. She can speak English. She can do this. They will be dancing. Before you know it, the child will not be out of school, will go to the university. Job. They will seek. They used to do what is called contribution, ajo. Jim Barak, can you say ajo? Jim, we are still expecting you. They used to do what we call ajo in Africa, is Western daily Africa, Nigeria, daily contribution, just to make sure that they send their children to the university. Do you understand? So when their children now come out, they'll be so happy. All of a sudden, the child sits at home, mommy, I need to eat. They say, is this for you? That thing can even give them hypertension. Most of them die of that. They'll say, I've been training this child. You now finish the school. There is no job. You still want me. You are still coming to this pepper joint with me. And it's not that you have ideas. It's assuming the child is taught the African-centric way. You can have ideas of turning that pepper stuff to a super mall for your mother. There's a way you do it, and all this, like all this.
That's where I want to come in. The child that the woman is busy collecting loan to send to the school, thinking that will come and help. The child is going to the school, but what they are teaching the child in the Western system of education It's all about how he's going to be a boy, how he's going to be a yes sir, yes ma to a boss in the office. And guess who are the boss? The boss never go to school. That's why that's why you discover that the richest people on
And
planet Earth are
dropouts.
dropout. They are majorly dropout. If they are not dropout, they are not working in any office. I've not seen any richest man that is working in an
How is it
office.
possible?
Is into businesses, numerous businesses. And this boy that the pepper seller has sent to do this thing, if there is a system of education that will really educate him or her that, oh, this your mom's pepper, you can actually go to the village and be working on how to link up with another student of yours that is into science, that can work on how they can be preserving
Serving
it
it.
and turning it to pepper paste.
Yes.
Just
in the name of your mother.
in the name of
You
your mother.
start small.
You can be doing tomato paste, you can be doing pepper paste, you can be doing onion
Yes.
paste, you can be doing soup, ready-made soup package. My dear, those are the basic things that will transform Africa, and those are the people I'm looking for. Those are the youths I'm looking for. Youths that are just going to be operating with what I call moving above uh moving above distinction. Okay, Henry Koza says, Africa rise, for you have all in Africa. We need leaders who will think for Africans, and all problems must be African solution, not Western solution. If Africa stand by itself, we will be untouchable.
Henry, you and I, we are the leaders. We are holding the leaders constant.
Exactly.
Forget about that. What you don't cry about is spilt milk.
Mhm.
The milk is spilt already, so leave it. Go to other things. We are the leaders. You, as young as you are, young at heart, as young as I am, we are the leaders. Let's prefer solutions. We've said what would take us to our promised land is what? Solving problems.
Mhm.
Looking at the current African challenges, where you are, what's the challenge there? Solve that problem, meet that need. Don't be conscious of money. That's what is killing the African youth, as in they are before now.
They are
It's a
money
money
centric.
centric. They want to get money, they want to get this. They're not solution centric. If you're concerned about solution and you're giving to it, I want to, like, I have a order today. I had an order for, look at this shirt my husband is wearing.
Yeah.
We're just launching it. It's called Adire t-shirts. Adire t-shirts. They have gotten, we've got,
This
yes,
is an African design.
design.
You see?
Adire t-shirts. Jim, do you like this? Should we send to you?
This let me tell them a little bit about the story. That's why I said that this week you are going to be seeing a whole lot. The videos, the
Don't
content
sell
are
this
so
slowly.
wait now. The stuff is that what I'm presently putting on is African print, African design, you know, and you'll be shocked to discover that it is old women
Old women that are
are
doing
doing
it.
this.
Youth are
I
not.
saw, although I was so happy I met some other youth, but they are few in numbers that have gathered round, you know, like the particular youth I'm referring to. The mom is into this. Oh, let's welcome James Borat.
Hey, didn't they?
Jim
Did,
is
didn't
allowed
they?
out today.
Did you know the shirt Deo's wearing? Isn't there a name? Because I remember Sam Taylor. He would bring over, and I think the word was Tahiki, where they use wax and dyes, right?
Yes.
Is it called Tahiki, if I'm not mistaken?
We call it here in this side of Africa Adire.
Adure.
Adire. Can you say
Okay.
that? Adire. We call it
Adire.
Adire.
Jim will not kill us.
Jim is already learning Yoruba by the
in
time
America. In America, we call those shirts tie dyes.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and it's beautiful shirt, and I want one.
correct.
I mean,
Just send us details on how we should send it across to you. You know, these stuff
yeah,
I was trying to say something. Sorry, I was trying to
yeah,
say
no,
something.
I will. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Sorry, Joke.
I was trying to
I'm
say
in a little
something
bit
about
of a delay with you, by the way, guys. So it's taking me a couple seconds to go back and forth. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
I was trying to say something about this, that African youths are have been taught to just be thinking of money as a burden. And they don't even realize that what was going by people that yesterday being able to reach on the racetrack. No man goes on. And few 10 years and 10 years later, another bullet was shooting and then he's gone. So I've been taking my time, logistics in business is so great. So I've been taking my time to work on the others. The somebody is placing an order. So I was now telling the woman, it's not about what you want to pay. It's about me delivering the best to you, solving a problem, and you're happy. Then you'll be able to come back again. So I think that's what our African youths need. You should not just be. It's not just that I just want to do this business at once and do this. They should be taught on how to solve problems. See problems in the African economy. Make sure you solve that problem well. By the time you solve the problem well, the people will keep coming to you, and you will not have any challenge of making money. But if you're just after, let me just make money, let me eat it big, let me do this, and you do anything, you will not be able to get there. I think that's the
And that's the
missing link.
problem. That's the problem with America, because you see they adopted that concept. But let's go chase the dollar. Let's just keep being in this rat race. We don't, there's no trickle down economics to providing statue to the youth here. Even it's haves and have nots. If you look at the way I don't know, you guys don't have an immigration issue as much as I don't. I shouldn't even brought that up. But here in Southern California, there's a huge immigration issue, and it changes the way people live together. And so I don't understand completely what you're saying, because I haven't been able to experience what you've gone through. And to me, I'm just like, I saw Deo's footage the other day, and he had to take a motorcycle, and he's carrying all this stuff, and I'm there, and I'm like, I can't.
Oh, we want to hear what you are saying. Oh, why is this network behaving like this?
Okay, we can hear you now.
I know. Okay, well, yeah, it's been breaking up over on this end too. I think your bandwidth has been low since the beginning of the stream. I don't know if you could change your settings on your bandwidth or not, but it was kind of very grainy. The picture wasn't really clear. I don't know if your reception is coming in good.
It's the network provider.
Yeah.
Network, this is it. It's also showing that way here.
Okay.
Connection is very good.
Like,
yes, it's
yeah. But a shirt like Deo's wearing right now would sell huge here in America.
Okay. And you know what?
Yeah, you can.
when I went to to some of this village, I went deep down to meet with the aged people that are making this. So from there, now people are requesting me to sell to them.
Well, I want to find out who these people are. I want to. Do they? Because I want to buy a few of those shirts right now. I want to send some money over to you guys and get a couple of these.
We'll send you pictures. Then
we'll send you different pictures of what we have. Then when you make order, we send to you. So I'm into that. I'm into that business now because I get it directly from the source and I sell.
Good, because next time you see me, I'll be wearing one of your shirts. Hopefully.
So maybe we should do Ashwebi with it. Do you know Ashwebi?
Yes, those shirts are beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Do you know Ashwebi?
What? What's that word? Ashwebi?
You've never heard of Ashwebi?
Ashwebi
means party
family clothes.
So when they want to do parties in Africa, that's the in thing. They will always wear same clothes. So maybe when you want to come to live stream, you just tell us you want to wear this. So we do Ashwebi.
So like what we are saying, those aged women that are into this, they are not educated Westernly. They don't understand English. They speak our language. They speak Yoruba. You understand? Now, those particular aged women, when they produce this, it lasts longer. Then
Yes.
we took our time to look at those that are educated, that went to school to study how to make this. When they make their own, it's fake.
Doesn't
So
last long.
it
It's not
doesn't last
durable.
long.
Right. Right.
Those that
Right.
went to school,
That's because it's a real skill. It's a real skill. This shirt making is not. It's not. These are like the handbags that the lady sold. They were all bought right away because of the quality, the
hmm,
perfection of the trade and the skill is, of course, that's what sells. Is, the best product usually wins out. If I'm not mistaken.
yeah. So those are the kind of education that should be passed on to the generations that are coming.
Right.
But when we continue to treasure Western education beyond and above our own system of education, the African centric system of education, then we are heading for a brick wall, which is going to be highly detrimental.
Right. And that's what your show today is an interesting topic because do you think, let me ask you this, do you think that Western education is demoralizing true African culture as far as its progress going into the future? Because the Silk Road aspect kind of came into it when you were talking, because they already China controls the port of Djibouti. Um, they've got this, where they invest into it, and supposedly they're going to hand over control. And I don't trust the Chinese on that aspect where they're going to hand over control. And
Hmm.
so I think that's a huge danger and a red flag. And so I was kind of combining the two things together. So I'll leave it with that.
Okay, you know what? Let me tell you this. Your first question is that do I think that the Western education has a corrupting influence on Africa?
Right.
9 million% yes.
Yeah.
9 million% yes. Now, talking about Djibouti, it is still the same problem that we are looking at here. Miseducation leads to deformation of character, deformation in the way people reason. The system of Western education that is being accepted hook, line, and sinker here in Africa is making us to think less of ourselves. Thereby, we are not using our own brain to think about the solution, the so-called solutions that the foreigners or the foreign powers are coming in to tell us about. They are hiding a whole lot of mysteries. You understand? A whole lot of information. They are hiding it in what they prefer to us.
Okay,
Now,
okay, good. Because that's the nuance I'm speaking of. Because do you see the difference between Western education and this Chinese infrastructure investment? Are they combating the two? Is that what's clashing right now?
the two of them are no good for us.
Right.
The two of them are no good. The only good thing that Africa needs is our own homegrown African centered education, or what I call the African centric education. Within us lies our solution to our challenges. Within America lies the solution to America's challenge. The same thing goes to Europe or what have you. The challenges of each region is the solution to each region's challenges lies in their what? In themselves. So for Africa to get out of the problem, we need to profile our own solution to our own challenges. Now, one of the trick that is playing out here is the fact that they continue to encourage us to devalue our currency. The more we devalue our currency, they continue to tell us that we should devalue our currency, that in devaluing our currency, we are going to attract foreign investors. The meaning of that is that we are selling ourselves the second time. By devaluing your currency, if a country devalues his or her currency and that country is not producing, what happens is that foreigners will begin to come in with little cash and begin to take over our resources here. So Africa is on the sale market now. Before, Africa was on the slave market. Now is on the sale market. Every tangible resources in Africa now can easily be bought over by foreigners, because with your $1,000, from America, what you are going to be getting here is over 400,000 naira. Imagine just 1,000 naira to 400,000 naira.
Yeah.
If anybody is coming from America and is coming in with just $10,000, by the time he gets here, he's already a millionaire.
Yep.
So
Yep.
he can afford to buy. He can afford to buy what
Yeah. Can I
we.
interrupt? Can I interrupt? So last time we
Okay.
spoke about the naira, I looked it up. $100 is equal to the minimum wage of 2 months of a full salary of somebody in Nigeria, Lagos.
Very well.
$100. Imagine.
Very
Imagine
well.
it's 2 months of somebody here in America of a full salary for of minimum wage. I mean, just think about it.
So you can imagine what it will take the locals years to accomplish. What if you take the locals in Nigeria years to accomplish, we take just 1 minute to be accomplished by foreigners. And that's the same game that the Chinese are playing on, coming to Africa, beginning to buy our notable lands and the likes, and they are getting away with it. But this time around, we need to re-educate ourselves that what we need to do now is to be creative, in the sense that we should be turning everything around us into what we can produce. So what we should be thinking of now is working on how to produce, and not just to be a consuming nation, or just a country filled with producers of raw materials and the likes, as the Western world will want us to continue to be. Like, let me quickly look while I wait for Jim. Let me look at Nature Speaks. Nature Speaks says the main battle is of the mind. Yeah, Western religion and their education must be. Oh, okay, okay. When you say it's of the mind, several wars are first fought and won right in the mind. So once we can be able to overcome this our mind misconception, then I think we should be out of the wood. Then Sherry McLaren says diaspora have been in every walk of life in the West, so they need to bring that knowledge and those skills. Yeah, yeah, and that's why it will be of interest to the continent of Africa if diasporans actually embark on their exodus into their father's land, into Africa, because it's only in Africa that they can really, really impact life positively. So I think it's something of concern, and it's also something of good. What's it called? At least we are happy with the fact that the tides are changing now. Most diasporans, they are beginning to look back home. They are beginning to turn their attention back home. But I pray that most diasporans does that on time before it's too late, because it will be better that our fellow brothers and sisters that are in all these countries return back home to partake in the benefit of what owning strategic places on the continent, which happens to be their father's land, their mother's land. And that's how we are going to be able to take back our economy. If not, they might soon end up they might soon discover that if they return back to Africa too late, they will now be another stranger in their homeland. Okay. Jim.
Yes.
Okay. uh Welcome back. I thought you were saying something before. Joel
Oh,
says no, it's indoctrination. Okay. I'm listening.
No, she's right. Indoctrination it comes in many forms. One of the aspects that
Okay.
I can reference to is there's a system of colleges called Jesuit colleges, and they're Georgetown, for example, is one of these colleges, and they use a religious background, to generally speak. They've been around for hundreds of years, and they are
Hmm.
colonial in a sense, and have, if I be so broad to say, spread a imperialistic mindset within certain. I don't like to use the word privileged, but in a overall sense, it seemed like it was a class stature, where certain people weren't allowed to get the knowledge back then. And now we have colleges here that, like Brigham Young University, Mormon based school. Um, if you listen to what the Mormons believe about, certain people and certain races, it's appalling.
Hmm.
So these things all came through. What I'm trying to, mesh together here is that there's a certain religion aspect that goes into these colleges um, that are predated hundreds of years, and I think they are. It's present in that the older people of America are starting to die off, and you can see that the younger generation are now seeing the light about what has been for so
Hmm.
long a detriment,
Hmm.
to our own society.
Wow. Wow. Let me quickly refer back to you were saying something before you went off that you saw one of my videos that I was carrying bags and all the likes off of myself. What actually happened was that we had little. I just made up my mind that this period I want to be going to the villages where the raw people are, where I can really catch people that are in their raw form, re-educate their mind, make them see reason why they should stay in that village and excel.
Who's your cameraman?
My cameraman, I had to hire a cameraman to follow me down there. I
Okay,
paid
because I
for
was
that.
wondering if Joe K went with you or not.
No, 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 no. I had to hire a cameraman down there. Because of that, because it's very expensive. What I'm embarking on is very expensive to fund, and that's why I was trying to manage the little fund I had.
Yes.
If I want to be moving from one place to the other using paying for taxi,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, we will not be able to see the villages properly because I would have used too much of the fund on travels, on transportations, and the likes. Even
Okay.
there are some places that I was supposed to go by air. I'm planning on how I can go by road so that I can reduce the cost of getting
Right.
myself over there, so that those youths, when we now get to the youth that need the help, okay, I think we should be better with the network now. So
Okay.
all I was just trying to do is to manage the little fund we have, so that when we get to those villages, we don't just go there to talk. We go there to implement impact them and to impact people's life, you need to provide them with resources that they need. And for us to provide them with resources that they need, I don't need to have spent so much on transportation, on staying in good hotels. If you look at that video, by the time you begin to see the video, I didn't go to good hotels. I just went to some manageable hotels, and it was not convenient for me. I even came back sick. But I am so fulfilled because we got to a particular village. We're able to do so many things that the whole villagers can see themselves. There was a particular village that we got to, and we put structures on ground. I will show you what I mean by structure in one of the videos. I don't want to just let everything open now. There was a particular village we got to. We saw schools, a primary school. The whole building was down, and they cannot even stay there. So I was just like, by the time we empower this youth will be so much economically empowered that they will be able to provide basic amenities for others in the village. And we are so happy. And what was it called? Which other thing? It even got to a point in time, we went to several hotels. When we saw how much we were to pay per night, we just had to keep on moving. So, but at the end of the day, we got an hotel that is under renovation, and their price was a little bit fair. So those are the prices we are paying for now to get to where we need to get to. And talking about that, I think there is something I saw here. Someone was saying, Nature Speak says, I'm thinking we need to be watching carefully our villages and education and
Yes,
educate
it is
them about the wickedness of the and reinforce this thing. Okay, in a way, I might not want to verbally say what this my friend is saying here because of what is obvious, but part of my drive is that I want to be going any country that I go to, any Africa country that I go to, I will showcase the beauty of what they have there. But more than the beauty of what they have there, the villages are my target, because it is from the villages that they grow foods. It is from the villages that the people, the let me call them
Hold
the
the
foreign.
traditions. They hold the
Yeah,
traditions too.
yeah. And it is the villages that most of these jokers come in to come and trick them out of Africa. It is in the villages they get to, and they just tell them that there is a better country. Come to Kuwait, come to all these stores where they are going to be used as human slaves and the likes. So if I can pay attention to these villages and transform the life of youth there, I think it's worthy of note. Okay. Did Jim just disappear? Okay. Jewel says nature. Okay. Let's go back to
Oh,
Nature Speak
can I
says
interrupt for a second?
yes,
Yes.
yes.
Oh, okay. So on your next trip out, okay, you know, me and you, we meet. I can transfer you money through SendWave like that. You know that, right?
Wow. Yeah.
Right. So the next time you're out,
Yes.
if you get in a pinch, and you're short on cash, text me, okay, and let me
Okay.
know. I don't
Oh,
want to see you left out there in a pinch and like you not having money. If you get in a point where you need some money, you let me know, please.
I'm
Okay.
always good trying to manage resources so that the money can
Okay.
actually get
Okay.
to
But if an
the
emergency
youth.
comes up, I want to be there for you.
Oh, thank you so very much.
Okay.
Thank you
Yeah. If I
so
can
very
help
much.
out
Thank
that way, I
you.
want to be there. Also, to the listeners out there, use this SendWave. SendWave, or it's called SendWave, right, Dale?
Yes, please.
SendWave. I sent $100 over to
Fantastic.
the Fantastic
Fantastic
Four,
call.
and it was $1. They took out $1 for the
Wow.
transaction, and then I
Wow.
went and did the research about the company and about the owner of the company, and it's a wonderful story. You guys should look into it about the owner of SendWave. He
Hmm.
all he wanted to do was help Africans get more money. and
Mm.
keep, remember how you would complain about how much money, a transaction would be taken out. Well, this
Yeah.
Sendwave is the best by
Mm.
far. And if people
Mm.
want to contribute on the fly, it's quick, it's simple. Just make sure you do it from your own phone, and just follow the instructions, and it's real easy. It gets very quickly. Now, Dale, explain to me, when that money comes to you in from the app Sendwave, you have to go to a bank and retrieve it. Is that true?
Yes,
Yes.
please. Yes,
Now,
please.
why is that? Why is that? Is there? I thought there might be just a simple wallet, digital wallet. Is there something I'm missing here?
And the Nigerian government
Prior to now, you get it in
as
your
are
wallet.
not allowing that now. Prior to now, they will change it for you
To
into
Nigerian
Nigerian naira,
currency.
into Nigerian currency, thereby reducing the value
Value of the
of
money.
the money. But but now the government now says, okay, that we should be getting it in dollars, and that is better for us, because when you get it in dollars, you can change it in the black market. The black market can give you a better rate than the government.
Really?
Yes, so that's why it's better, because if we want to help this youth and they have already reduced the value of the money that we are supposed to use to help the youth, doesn't make sense. So
Yeah.
I
Right.
think it's still
Right.
preferable this way. And aside that, our what's it called?
PayPal.
Our PayPal is also functional now.
Yes.
Okay. Good.
Our
I went and
PayPal
looked
is
at it
also
the other
functional
day.
now.
Yeah. Yeah. I went and looked at it. I didn't
Okay.
didn't make a transaction because I still would use Sendwave over PayPal.
Sendwave is cheaper.
It's cheaper.
It's cheaper.
Yeah.
But PayPal,
But
some
but
persons
but
can't.
but some
But
persons
wait a minute.
can't go through
But
the
that's the
process
question. Yeah.
of
But that's the
Sendwave.
question.
So PayPal
Does
is
PayPal make it instant for you? Do you instantly have the money if it goes in PayPal, and
does
you don't
what?
have to go to a bank? When if I was to send you money through PayPal, would you get the
Okay.
money instantly?
No, you still
I
go
will
to
I will
No.
get it. I will get it the same way
pay out
as
the
Sendwave.
wave.
Okay.
I'll still go to the bank.
I will get it the same way as Sendwave. And you know what?
Okay.
Like this, what's it called? I'm using this opportunity to thank everyone that helped us, that assisted us to make the last travel last week. Throughout last week, I was moving from one village to the other last week. Um, I really appreciate our followers. It was based on the contributions that was sent to us to assist us. That was why how we were able to go down there and the like. So
See the
we
African news.
we are going to be uploading greater content. You are going to be seeing nice content, and we are want to just say that as many that are watching this video and you want us to go more, to embark on more journeys, because I am cut out for this. I want to embark on more
Yeah.
journeys, to go to different villages and impact life.
And you know
Kindly
what this makes
support
me
us.
think? Yeah, you know what this makes me think of? Why isn't a travel show sponsoring you guys right now? Like, you have a foundation. We need somebody to jump on board and say, hey, look, this guy's willing to go travel. He's native of his country. He wants to go explore the youth. I mean, it's a positive win-win. We got to explore that. There's got to be a travel, some type of show that wants to promote this stuff. I mean, isn't diaspora? I mean, there's got to be some avenue to that.
I'll really be grateful. I'll really be grateful. I'll be glad if I can see any travel company that will be willing to support us in that, or individuals that will really be interested in supporting us, or even businesses that will be
Right.
willing to support us in that. Um, and I will want to say, because I'm not used to just one way, I don't believe in begging or what have you. I believe in offering services as well. If there is any
Yeah.
company out there that want us to promote their businesses, their companies, as a payback to this support for us going to help these youth in the
villages.
villages. I'll really do that gladly. In our videos, we'll promote them on all our channels. We'll promote them and say, okay, this travel,
I think
this
you should.
help, this
I think you
support.
should start with that radio station that you gave the interview. You should
Okay.
contact them, right? You should contact that radio station and say, "Hey, look, I'm going to give you a radio. I'm gonna talk about your radio station as I travel, and then they can give you information. Go live with you, maybe on phone, and saying, "Hey, look, where are you at right now? Oh, I'm over here. What are you doing, Deo?" Well, that radio station guy reaches lots of people.
Oh, okay.
That's
I think I will try that out as well. I'll try that as well. But in Nigeria here, you also pay to go on those
radio
radio
stations.
How
stations.
much?
They
How
don't
much?
give us that.
How
Um,
much in American dollars? How much?
I think with $100 I can go to some radio stations.
$100
Yeah.
bucks. They charge that much, huh?
No, if I want to $100 is
40 something.
it's 40
No,
something
it's not.
thousand.
It's not like that. They sent us their. We'll send you their.
I will go through their rates because
They
they
sent us
Yeah.
they
their
sent us
rates.
their rates. It's like that too.
Hey,
They
if
sent us
you
their
guys
rates.
want to hear
It's around
something about
$100.
rates, hey, listen about this, guys. To all the people listening, Deo and I were texting, and the other day I decided to call Deo because I wanted some clarification on what he was doing about the Fantastic Four, and so we kind of worked a plan out for the 6-month anniversary of the Fantastic Four. But let me just tell you how much the phone call cost me for 26 minutes to call Deo. Anybody want to take a guess?
Yeah.
I want to hear that.
I want to hear.
$72.
Wow.
Yes.
That's why we said what.
That's how much it cost me to
is
call
good.
you that one time I called you. $72.
That's
It's
expensive.
too expensive. That's
Yes,
why WhatsApp is very good.
Yes.
That's
It's less
expensive.
than $5. You can do that
For you said for 20
for
26
6
minutes.
26 minutes.
for 26 minutes. But do you know what? If I call you, if I'm the one that call you
with WhatsApp.
no, if I'm the one that called you the way you called me, I will even pay more.
More.
I know. That's what I was trying to bring up.
It's really expensive. All those stuffs are really expensive over here. Okay? So like what I'm grateful you just mentioned this because what I just want to I feel fulfilled. I feel the joy in doing this. Those places that we went to, they are like the forgotten, the people that were neglected, the people that were looked down at. And when we showed up there, the way we showed them love, they were so happy that some of them were saying that during festive period, they would like me to come and all those stuff to spend the night with them because the villages were so far. We could only spend like one day, and at night we have to just get out of the place and the likes. So it's really, I will really be happy if anybody can sponsor any of our travels to all these villages, or even those that are in the diaspora. You want us to go to your country and you can sponsor us to go to your country, to go to your village. We'll be very happy to do that. We can go to your country, we can go to your village. Just let us know, reach out to us. I want to touch life before the end of my life.
Can I offer an idea? I think you should sell those shirts. I think you should sell those shirts you have, double the price of the shirts of what you get them for. Or actually, you should triple the price. Triple the price of what the shirts you get them for. I don't know how much it would transfer over from a lira to a dollar, but you should get a little a merchant store going and sell those shirts for triple what you're paying for to support your thing. And then put the radio. Yeah, and you know what else? Maybe that guy that did all the embroidery, that you did in that one video. Have him put the radio station on the shirt or something if somebody wants to be local And if it, somebody in America doesn't want it on, of course you don't have to. But you've got the embroidery guy too, and
Wow.
maybe he can,
Wow. I think
chip in for that radio ad.
wow. I think that's all these ideas that you are mentioning. I will just wow, what's happening?
I'll be right
I'm
back.
having echo.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Okay. I think all these are beautiful ideas that is being mentioned there. Although I never consider that, I just like to make sure I'm doing what I believe is necessary to help these youths all across Africa. Okay, somebody, let's look at what people are saying. Africa is the most educated in the world and the most disunified, and that's why we are here. We are the one to change the narrative ourselves. Western Christianization is a curse on all until okay, okay, mm, okay, okay. Wow. Nature speaks. So the Western education divide to conquer. Exactly. You will see what one of my videos that I'll be uploading based on a particular village that I visited, that I paid visit to. We tell a more better story about that. Jewel says, is it really Western education or cultural Marxist? Which is an invasion from Semitic influence designed long time to give a chosen people world rulership. Wow. You know, I just see us as human beings, set of human beings, set of generation to cause a
Very
change.
interesting. Very interesting that this person wrote this. G. Wells, Gordon Wells. Interesting moniker. Very interesting about the cultural Marxist, which is an invasion from Semitic influence designed for long term to give a chosen people. Now, of course, we know in biblical terms, there's a certain chosen people. Is he conflating that is now left its Semitic term is now as a Zionist term in far as terms of cultural Marxist? I would love to hear his answer on that.
So Jewels, Jim Barak just asked you a question and is waiting for your response. Okay, let's go to Trisha Bless. The rulers need a backbone like the President John Pompey Magafuli had. Wow. Magafuli, anybody talking about Magafuli now, I don't want you to make me get emotional because that was one of the most painful deaths that I will ever remember of. That was the only African president of late that we have lost. So painful a man. He stood his ground to the end. Neil Sherry Foster says
Hey,
says
Cheryl.
absolutely.
Now, Sherry.
Says absolutely not. The Western education system is to colonize the young people, to indoctrinate them into demonic Western culture, destroying their innocence. You are so right. They are. Okay.
It's true.
Sherry
It's true. I mean,
Wow.
guess who won the Grammys? That those two women, right, with the big video. I mean, just recently, this guy named Nas something. He's got. It's perverse here. It's got to the point where they're selling demonicness as a cool thing.
Hmm. Hmm. That's
I didn't want to
serious.
be specific about the video, but WAP.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Cyber Toxin says, it pains me to see many pointing fingers at the evil ways and calling it the West. This is
Yes.
diversion.
Now
All
this
know
is common. This is common. This is, I mean, in a sense, I have to eat my own ethnic and say I have to throw it out the window.
wow.
It's not true. Everybody has the right to their own sovereignty, and he's right. Cyber is right. You can't point the finger just at the West when the West is the melting pot of
Hmm.
immigration. I mean, is there any other country that has more mix of people in one country?
Hmm.
Tell me that.
America.
America is the melting pot.
Wow. Wow. Hmm. Hmm. I think this calls for a moment of reflection. This cyber this
Cyber toxin, is always very
this cyber
issue.
toxin is always okay. Oh, code two is okay. Cyber toxin.
CO2 is.
Cyber toxin said, "Love you
Love
all.
you all.
Thank
Okay.
you."
Asta Mbake. Oh, Asta Mbake says, my question is, what is wrong with our own traditional educational system? We were the first here for millions of years before any Western is even US, even
Thought
thought
of,
of. So why
can't we
can't we
just
just start from our
our
own
own
side?
side?
Okay, and you are very right, and that is why we want to start from our own side. And if you want to start from our own side, the game plan is you can't start with the aged because their time is already past. They are just having an extra time. So that's why I'm working on the youth that are coming up. You know what? I met a particular youth in one of the villages. Under 10 minutes, she braided someone's hair complete. 10 minutes. So some persons they'll be like, oh, because he cannot speak English, he's not educated. That's education for me,
Do you know how much they braid hair?
and that's source of
Yeah,
income for me.
For
yeah,
Africans for Africans abroad, to do this type
yes.
of African hair is very expensive.
It's very
So
expensive.
Very.
so for me to make the dream of that young lady in the village in a thick bush to come to pass, all I just need is to what, to encourage her, open her eyes, educate her concerning the skill she has. That means she can use her hands, her motor skill. You understand? She can use her hand to create something. So that means that all that she just needs is what? Additional information on how she can better the lot of what she's doing. From there, she can now begin to think of, oh, how can I convert what I'm doing into money? And how do I expand it by training
Training
other
other
people
children
and sending them over
to
to
different, because I
different locations? At the end of the day, she becomes the chief in charge of this thing. She now has people that are
are well
In
reporting
trained.
charge.
reporting to her,
Yep,
well trained, and those other ones branches out, and that's how economic of
yep,
scale is achieved.
yep, yep. And not only that, she probably sells the company and becomes a millionaire.
That is it. That is just it. Then it is in the process. Questions like people will now be coming to be saying, "Oh, I have my hair loss and all the likes." Questions like that will now be coming in. But do you know what? I can reliably tell you that my wife discovered a particular leaf that we can use to cure baldness, and that leaf has been in Africa for so long. And I think she made a hair cream for curing baldness, and people bought it,
Hair
and it was
oil.
what, hair oil, rather, hair oil. And it was, no, I'm not talking about you.
Jimmy is
Because
laughing that,
the,
how will you make hair oil again, Joke? What do you want to do? How many? So if I show you my packaging, you will laugh. Yeah,
no, go and bring it so
no,
that
no, no, no.
you will believe what
Continue,
I'm talking about.
continue.
So those are the things. You solve one problem, it opens your eyes to discover another problem that needs to be solved. Then you continue like that. That's how you expand. Asta Mbake says, why do we love everything outside of ourselves so much? Exactly.
Very simple to answer that. Ego.
Ego. Wow.
That's it. To ostentation in economics, we call it ostentatious goods. They'll say this is from Germany, this is from, but if it's locally made, they'll think it's not okay. But by the time you see locally made, just like the bags we are making now for my material place in eastern Nigeria, that's those bags that you are seeing, the locally made ones, they can withstand the international ones. Although we have the fake ones, but when those ones came, they are okay, and we've encouraged that. We've even, you see our videos now, you'll be seeing more of those
We've
bags.
even paid her to produce more.
So that's it. By the time our locally made ones can withstand the international ones, we should patronize locally made ones and make life easy for us. Our currency will go up and be like,
Cyber toxin. You said displacing tradition is evil. We need more appreciation for tradition and culture. Watch out! I have something on traditions that will be uploaded within the course of the week. I went I went to a particular tradition. They call them the Egba people. I revealed a lot about them. You see some stuff from that side. Musa Mtebo. Hi, my brother. See my fine brother here. At Cyber Toxin, the Jesuits slash Vatican and their minions, the Freemasons, are the purveyors of evil around the world, and they are all from the West.
let's just keep this matter. Let's just try
Don't let it turn
to
Not
to
all
a
of us,
Western.
no, not all of us. Not all of us. Not all of us. There's 1%.
Yeah,
yes, that is it.
that's exactly how it is. It's actually the 1% or even less than 1% sometimes. The synagogue of libertines did not originate in the West. Just like saying all Nigerians are fraudsters, whereas
Yes,
you've only met with 0.0001% of
and that
Nigerians.
was what they did then, as in that we are just Nigerians, we that are doing normal business in Nigeria now, we are still just trying to get out of it, that they made it so easy for them to do transactions with Nigerians, as in for us to really get international currencies coming to us was so hard because of all these fraudsters, and the one egg spoiling the whole. And there are so many people doing legitimate business in Nigeria. So that's why we advocate that
Right.
you don't relate to people in different countries just based on some few persons. There are so many good people. I've even witnessed it on this channel. We have so many good global friends, people that have good minds in all countries, but it's just that there are some few ones that are bad. So please, let's still share the love and the joy therapy that we've been known for on this channel, and let's not just go into this all this there.
Okay, I think at this point in time that we are about summarizing our discussion for the day, the most interesting thing is that we have decided to embark on a journey, and that journey is smooth, is interesting. The journey is about not just staying, because we are in the city. We are not just staying in the city now. We are moving to the villages, to different states in Nigeria and to
Different
different
countries.
countries. So that has made us to see people in their real color, in their real challenges, in their real habitats, to feel their pain, exactly what they are going through, and it's been wonderful because we are coming across some situations that even we that are in Africa, we never knew existed. But we are so glad. I think I remember there was a particular village we got to. The process of taking palm fronds and the likes, an elderly man was just begging us that, oh, how he wish that we can help in getting an engine that will separate the shaft from the oil that is taking them a long time to process. And you see this in the video, you will see there was a particular woman, she should be in her 80s or so, without, not properly dressed, just wrapper around her. She was doing that work from morning till night. She was carrying, yet it doesn't pay
And
them
yet it
much.
doesn't pay them.
Whereas what
They
those
don't
people
see.
need in the process, in the next 10 years, nearest future, I believe
That's when we need the Western
Cetro's
technologies.
foundation. There is even I discovered there is a what's it called? There is a tech that can process the palm
To
and the
it.
likes. They don't have access to it, but with time we'll be able to afford it. If that's what we give to that community, that village, I tell you, they will never forget. So I begin to see the reason why so many of them are misinformed. I saw their youth, they are coming back from when I got there, they say they've gone to school. And the school they went to is not the solution to the problem in their village. So I looked at them and I now started asking them, what would you like to do apart from this book? The one that is saying he wants to go into barbing and others. So those are the ones we are arranging now. We want to go for this, we want to go for that. By the time we have the fund, we begin to pay for their training. That is what will transform each of those. I tell you, by the time we record success story in like 10 villages, all other villages, they will beg us to come. They will beg us to come because they can now see it physically that wow, we are really impacting life. So that is just the way to go. I'm not one of those that believe in just talking and talking, because a lot of persons have spoken so much, but they've done little. We don't want to join that club of those that are just on the internet speaking grammar, speaking English, but not working. We want to do the work, we want to do the little we can do, so that by the time we are exiting this world, we can say we've done our best. Then we can leave people behind to say, wow, so there was a couple called the Setros. They set up a foundation that was supported by our friends in Africa and out of Africa. And with that foundation, they were able to transform our lives. This was the African centric education that they brought. They talked about it and they helped us to achieve it. And that is fulfillment to me. So, Jim, what would you have to say as your
I would like to come back full circle here. What Joke said earlier about the girl braiding hair. I want to contrast that with what we call the American minimum wage. The American minimum wage is $7.25 an hour. Now, a lot of parts of California are already at $12 and moving to the $15 maximum. Now, I just want to ask the audience, um, imagine this girl's braiding skills and being employed in America, and she had to like worry about getting a pay raise for $7.25 an hour. Let's say she's working for $7.25 an hour. Do you know how much that money is worth right there? And Americans are complaining about how much money they get paid by the hour when our inflation is just taking our dollar away from us. And so, in other words, it's just chasing the money once again. And you've got somebody who is skilled and can do a job much better than most of the people here in America. I mean, it seems like, of course, Africa's got all the minerals, and Africa's got, huge population, a huge workforce. But for some reason or another, skills like a young girl braiding the hair doesn't equate to me when it comes to Americans realizing, hey, I'm getting paid a lot of money. How much am I spending on myself? This little girl could braid hair better than me. And just think about the contrast there. That there's a lot of skilled people out there that are getting overpaid and then asking for more money. They say they're skilled, but if I was flipping burgers at McDonald's, that's considered a skill. It's not that hard to do. Do you see what I'm saying? So there's a lot of this like American attitude where like we need more and more and more and more. We constantly need more, and it's just ruining us.
Hmm. Little wonder, I have some couple of friends that are just saying that they just want to come back to Africa, but they can't continue working all their lives for money, just chasing money, and
Yeah.
even the money they are chasing They do not have the time to even enjoy out of the money
Yeah,
that
in
they are
America,
chasing.
the two worst money chasers are marketers and realtors. Marketers are they're like at the bottom of the food chain, in my opinion, because they sell things that are based on pyramid schemes in a sense. Because everybody knows the system's rigged. Capitalism is as corrupt as it can be. It's called crony capitalism. Everybody
Mm,
knows it. There is no way
mm,
around it. In fact, 50% of the American people do not vote. The reason why is because they know it's rigged.
mm, mm. That's serious. So in the light of all this, that means that when we even talk about this education, the negative impact is both over there and in here. You understand what I'm saying? The negative impact of this Western education is both over there in the US or in the Western world and over here in Africa. And I just want to believe that people actually process what information they receive very well to be sure that they are not just swallowing everything. Because with the little experience I have now, I've come to discover that when people talk, I tend to sit back and pick the
Good.
ones that I feel are 100% safe and good for me, and identify the ones that are shaft that I need to throw away.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
understand what I'm saying?
yeah.
What
Mm,
happened to your voice?
Oh, I'm
okay.
sorry.
Yeah, me.
At the end of that, I a little bit lost you. I felt what you were saying all the way to the end, and I kind of lost you a little bit. But I think that's just because there's a translation issue with the just a little bit of something in my head.
Oh,
I
Okay.
mean,
What I
because
was saying is
but
that
what I didn't understand was you said in the beginning that the influences, correct?
yes.
You're right. And speak to those influences again.
Okay, I was saying that the Western, from the discussion we had this night now, I'm beginning to feel that the Western education is having its negative influence both over there and here within the
Okay.
continent of
Yes.
Africa. Okay.
Absolutely true. 100%. Absolutely true. The indoctrination level of what's going on, and look, I've got college kids. I'm very much in tune with my children and what they do in their lives, and so I'm
Mm,
getting feedback of what's going on in their generation.
mm,
So yes, you are right.
mm. Wow. Then, if that be it, we can now just conclude. Everyone, we just want to appreciate everyone over here, and those that will be seeing this stream later on. We want to say thank you for staying true. Jim Barak, our moderator, we want to say thank you so very much for being around today. And my wife was talking about your hair, that you came with another style today.
It's finally grown out after shaving it all off.
Oh.
I do. I shave my head once a year to keep the scalp clean. I love doing that. It's just wonderful.
Oh.
It's, but I hate having to show my head with bald.
So another one of the take home we also keep in mind is your advice that we can use this
Yeah, I want to
Africa.
donate. I'll donate. I want to donate $100 to start getting that company going. I want, but I only listen. I will donate $100. I want to get those shirts on a store merchant thing, and you guys get it under your foundation name, please. Get it all set up, and I'm going to
Okay.
buy the first $100 worth of shirts.
Wow. Thank
and
you very much.
that all goes towards your foundation.
Wow. Thank
I'm
you
gonna
so
buy
very
I'm gonna buy the shirt, but of course you have to pay the people back a little bit of it, right?
much. I'm going to pay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah.
yeah. So
So it,
I will as soon as you get the link and you get the store, I will send you through SendWave. I'll give you $100 for the company. This is a company now,
yes,
and
yes.
so like once the shirt profits start taking off, I want nothing to do with it, but I will continue if you need like some supplies for like wax or dyes. Let me know
Okay.
if the ladies need. If it's in a small village, correct? And if they need help, let me know. But I think the profit should start kicking in on that. Those shirts are just beautiful. They're
Well,
just
thank you
beautiful.
so very much. Thank you so very
Thank you
much.
so very much.
Thank you. Maybe
Let's
within the week, I will.
let's give a little thank you to the Fantastic Four family. I want to remember that everybody we can just chip in an extra couple dollars a month on Patreon, PayPal. $2 a month, $2 a kid is my thing. So $8, for the Fantastic Four. Let's keep them in our hearts and our prayers. These are, you got to understand, these are also premature development here, and there's going to be some long range effects here. What the Centros have taken on with this effect, as I believe, is one of the most loving and kind projects I've ever seen.
Wow, thank you so very much. We are so grateful for that. And within the course of the week, I will do a short video to show us the numerous styles that this shirt comes in, so that we can have a feel of it. It will just be music and the styles. I will just upload it so that in case anybody that wants to support us, to support our project by getting the shirt, to donate and get the shirt, will really welcome that. So
yeah, and by the way, to all your listeners, all I did for the last $200 that I donated $100 for the Kiswas and the Fantastic Four, and now I'm going to do the shirt thing. Did you know all I've done is just had a garage sale to do this? Just stuff I've had left over, old bikes. All I've done is just had a garage sale and stuff that I would have thrown away.
Wow. 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 That's great. Thank you so much for the sacrifice.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We are so grateful. So from all of us here, from Africa, Nigeria to be precise, and Jim Borat over there, we say thank you. See you next week.
Yeah. Thank you.
And remember, we'll be dropping a video in like an hour now, which is part of what we did in that village that we went to. Thank you very much.
T-shirts for sale.
Okay, bye.
Thank you.